Hey everybody, Chris Dorris, author of the book Creating Your Dream, as well as the audio programs Creating Your Dream and All In. You know, the way I use my life is I help the 80% of people who report disliking their jobs do three things. The first is to create clarity on how it is that they'd rather actually be using their lives and living it, and what they'd actually rather want for their lives. The second is to develop the courage to believe that no matter what they came up with in clarity, it's available to you in this abundant universe, despite all the messages we get bombarded with to the contrary. And third, the discipline or mental toughness, right? Psychological strength, emotional fortitude to do what it takes to make that vision your reality. So, you know, I wonder, have you ever felt like, you know, you'd rather be doing something else with your life? Have you ever felt like there's something big, some big contribution that you have, right, to make to the world, but you just don't know how to do it, you don't know how to pull it off, you don't know how that might unfold, or maybe, you know, you got a pretty clear idea of what it is that you want your life to be like, but you don't think you could crush it financially doing that. You don't think that you can make money. You don't think that you can make as much money as you're making now in your real job. Nonetheless, you don't, believing that you can make 10 times what you're making now or more doing what you really, really love. You know, I get those are the questions, right? Those are the kinds of conversations that I have a lot when I'm talking to somebody about getting into coaching. If this is a prospective client, they're thinking about engaging in the coaching program, these are the things that we talk about. And this is what I hear people say, or if I'm giving a seminar or a workshop, right, or a keynote speech, afterwards, you know, they come up, you give a talk, and they come up and talk to you. And a lot of times people will say, man, that was cool. Thanks, man. I love that. That's good stuff. You know, I got a big dream. Just like you were saying, I got my vision. I got clarity. But gosh, the thing is, for me, I just don't know. I don't have the funding. Like, I don't have the money to do it. You know, it's like, they're thinking, I don't know how. I don't know how I could do this because I think I need money, right? I don't have the money. I don't have the access to the resources. Maybe I'm not expert enough. I'm not ready for this or that. These are the conversations that I have all the time. You know, one of the questions I actually get asked quite frequently is, so how, Chris, did you get into this? And when I think about it, the real answer is I had neighbors growing up at the Jersey Shore, Sea Isle City, New Jersey. My neighbors were an older couple, Dan and Mame Kane, the Canes, right? They're like the happiest people in the world. They were always entertaining. They would have a different family down all summer long. They would have a different family over, a different group, or some other guest. They'd entertain them for a week, and they would just celebrate. They would go to the beach and laugh, and they would have happy hour on their porch, and then they'd have dinner, and they'd go out to the backyard and spend the rest of the night just celebrating and laughing and telling jokes and enjoying each other. I'd come back from the beach. They're all up on their patio, and they say, hey, Chris, come on over, and they'd introduce me to whoever's the new people, or I'd just say hello to the people that I know from being there before. Or some stranger would be riding their bike down the street, and they'd say, hey, Kevin, come on over here. And who are you? What's your story? Hey, have some hors d'oeuvres. And you know, I would be reading at night. Right, my bedroom faced their house, and I'd be reading like a Hardy Boys book or something, and then I'd just find myself hysterically laughing not because of what I'm reading, but because the Canes and their guests are laughing their butts off at something. I don't even know what. I'm just joining them in laughter because it's so contagious, and so is their joy. You know, it's so contagious that I actually was so attracted to the way that they chose to be so consistently that I thought, how come not everybody's like that? Like, well, that's such a good deal. Like, it looks so good. It is so fun, so nice. It's such a good call. Like, how come not everybody does that? So that became my question all the way through my childhood, through my teenage years, and into college. I decided to study psychology because of that influence. Because I like, look at it. I'm 43 years old, and it's like one of the most predominant stories of my life is telling about the Canes and how they affected me, because they were just so joyous all the time. So I got into it, right? 23 years later, maybe, or more, after 23 years of investigating, of doing schooling and doing practice. Now, okay, so of course one of the things that I discovered was that kind of joy, well, it's simply a choice that each of us has access, infinite access, to every single state of mind, every mood that exists on the spectrum of moods, of human emotions. In every moment, we have absolute access. So it's like right now, you have access to infinite bliss. This second, while you're watching this video of Chris Dorris, you also have infinite access right now, while you're watching this video of Chris Dorris, to infinite suffering and everything in between. So I learned that every state is a choice, that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Now here's the big deal. Okay, now this is what I didn't anticipate. This was like the bonus learning that came from simply investigating how and why some people choose joy and how and why some people don't. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Okay, so that means what's going on in my life is not the result of like conditions, events, people, circumstances. No. What's going on in my world is a result of what's going on in my mind, right? And now here's the kicker. The people that choose, for whatever reason, choose to exist in like the elevated state of joy, bliss, happiness, satisfaction, like inspiration, the people that choose happiness, they are the ones who experience the highest levels of success with the least amount of effort. Now that's the kicker. Okay, that's the observation that I made that I want to share. I want to make a big deal out of that because it is a big deal. Think about that. What an amazing combination. So first of all, I get to just choose. I don't need anything to be different in my life. I can just like go ahead and be like totally happy now because I get to choose that. Okay, that's cool. And that like changes my life right there. But then on top of that, when I do make that choice and I make it consistently, then it gets even better. That's when I'm good at everything, because see what I'm doing in that high vibrational state of happiness, right, of satisfaction and joy, I'm activating all forms of intelligence. I get good at everything, and therefore I get the results that I want. Isn't that interesting? Now I get more of what I want with less effort, and that's just an increasing upward spiral. Okay, so that's a pretty good deal, right? Such a good deal that I decided to take all of my learning, right, from my travels around the world. You know, I've studied with like shamans in South Africa. I've studied in India, in Nepal, in Canada, with some of the greatest minds in Mexico, all over the United States, from like people, like the greatest minds from the fields of psychology, spirituality, right, from human peak performance, from business and athletics, right? So I've taken all that, all my coaching experience, all of my speaking, all of my own personal practice as a student, and everything, distilled it into this, which is the Creating Your Dream audio course. It's 5 discs. You know, one of the things that I'm best at in life is I'm good at simplifying stuff. So I've taken everything that I've learned, condensed it, lasered it into mini lectures and then actions, like activities and practices, put it all into this 5-disc set, which is about 5 hours, right, for you, the Creating Your Dream audio program. In here, we crush the 3 biggest obstacles that people come up against in the pursuit of their dreams. Number 1, waiting. By far the number 1 mistake and obstacle that people experience when they're going after what it is that they want. Waiting until they have enough money, waiting until, you know, they get validated for being expert enough, waiting until they feel competent enough, waiting until they get a higher degree, waiting for this and that, waiting to be older so you like people will think you're even valid. Waiting. We just smash that. We demolish that illusion, that lie that I need to wait. Number 2 is I call it the how obstacle. I know what I like, or I know what I want, but I just don't know how I'd pull it off. I mean, I want to have my own business. I don't know how I'd find a place. I don't know how I would afford that. I don't know how to keep books. I don't know how to do payroll, right? I don't know how I'd even find employees. I don't know how I would get the business. I don't know anything about marketing. I sure don't know about the social media, and then. All the how. We smash that. Smash the how obstacle, right? I say the how is inherent within the what, right? Let's just focus on the what. The what is your big dream, the vision. The how, the mechanics, check this out. Inherent within your ultimate desire, your dream, are the mechanics for their own fulfillment. Inherent within your greatest passions are the mechanics for for the highest levels of success. So we smash the how obstacle because it's nonsense. And then of course the third one, which is the estimated possibilities, we call it the not possible obstacle. Right? You being conditioned to believe that what you want is out of reach. We crush them all. We crush every possible obstacle in here. Okay, so now here's the deal. If you go to chrisdorrislive.com, C-H-R-I-S, I'll just put it right here, chrisdorrislive.com. If you go there now and you buy the actual physical box set, this thing, right? The other option is the audio version, the downloadable. But if you get the actual physical box set now, which is regularly priced at $197, and you click that, right, then instantly you'll see a little box, a little field that says coupon code right underneath of it, right? If you put in that field the word DREAM in all capitals, capital D-R-E-A-M, you put that coupon code in there, you're going to get this for like almost half off. All right, you'll get it for $100 bucks. It's like 97 bucks off, just about half off. All right, so just put in the word DREAM and you get it for half off. All right, look, you are a miracle. All right, so there is no legitimate reason for you to settle for anything less than a miraculous life. Don't make the #1 mistake that everybody in the world makes when it comes to pursuing the life of your dreams, and that's waiting. Don't wait. Get started now creating the life of your dreams. See you soon.